Hi Stampin' Friends, just a quick little video today showing how I made this card. Some of the employees from Stampin' Up! Decided it was a great deal to get some of us demonstrators together via Zoom and just do some stamping for ourselves for once. Not planning a class or doing extra stuff for somebody else, but just for stamping for fun. So this is the card that we made. I love it. And we used a technique that I haven't used in ages, using our pastels. So let me kind of go through what I did with this card. First of all, the set that they used, of course, I did not have. So I went through my stash and looked and found my Rose Wonder stamp set. And this, of course, has coordinating dies. And the die that I used was this die right here. You can see it pretty good. And then, of course, it cut out into this. So that's one of the dies that I used. I cut two of those out of just white cardstock. And then the next thing I did was go looking for what my sentiment was going to be, which is this hello. And I found that in my old Crazy About You. And here's the hello. And then my background for this, all the little dots there, I went to Gorgeous Grunge and used that one right there. Okay. So, as usual, we start out with the same basics. I had an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper that I cut in half. So this is, of course, 8.5 by 5.5, and then scored at 4.25. Just your basic white cardstock. Then I had a piece of Whisper White or basic white cardstock cut at 2.5 by 3.5. And then a piece of basic black cut at 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. So those were some of the items I used. Now also, I used my leaf punch. You can see it there, and this is the little leaf that it does, or rather it goes this way, I guess, for some of the other leaves on my card. And that about does it for that. Now let's go ahead and get to the technique that they used to make this pretty little background. All right, I'm going to start with my piece of Whisper White cardstock. Get it on some paper here. Let me get out my Versamark. Of course, my Versamark is very well used. So you're going to see a little bit of color in that instead of the pristine color that it always was. This is the stamp I'm going to be using from Gorgeous Grunge. So I'm going to just ink that up a little bit. And since I want to go all over this piece of paper, I'm going to kind of start in the middle. Give it a good press. You can even almost see it a little bit because of me picking up some ink from my Versamark or whatever. It might have even come off of this a little bit. Doesn't matter, we're just going to still keep inking. And now I'm just going to go around and add some to my card, switching it around a little. Let's maybe do this there. I want to stamp off the paper some too. Get this one down here. Oh, that's nice. Definitely need something more in the middle here. And then let's fill this in there. Hey, looks pretty good. That looks like I've got a pretty good coverage in there. Maybe might want to have something there in the middle, but that'll end up being covered up. So the whole technique on this was once again using our pastels. Of course, in the new catalog, the pastels are more in a pencil or chalk-like, what do I want to call it? More of a pencil type thing, instead of our old pastels that we used to have. Of course, that's what I'm going to be using. These old Stampin' Pastels, I have to admit, it's been so long since I've used them. When I pulled it out, I had to take my Swiffer to it because it had to have at least an inch of dust on the top of it. But we're going to use them today. So let me kind of pull this in here. Move some stuff out of the way. And you can either use sponge daubers if you like. These are my old sponge daubers. Or, of course, everybody's using the new brushes now, which is fine. but I decided I would just go ahead and use some sponges that I cut up, my old sponges. So let's start at the top here. I'm going to use this color right here, whatever color that is, I have no idea. And I'm just going to start sponging over the top here. And you can see as it starts to pull out where I've stamped in my Versamark. And I'm going to just keep doing this because I want to really get some of that good color in there. So much fun to be doing something again that used to do a long time ago, but just kind of forgot about it. Okay, let's try the purple next. I'm going to go with this purple. And I'm going to go down here at the bottom. Oh, that's pretty. I really like that. Okay. Kind of pull this up. Maybe shake this off a little bit. And now I think I'm going to do some blue. Let's do this blue. I really kind of ended up just with this exact color range right there, not for any particular reason. These were kind of the colors that they used when the demonstrators from Stampin' Up! Did it. So I kind of just kept with what they had. I kind of like that color combo. It was something that I myself would have probably never picked out. But I really liked how it looked. Okay, I'm liking that. I think that's pretty good. I'm going to take my Swiffer and just kind of do a final rub of it. Just to make sure I've got it down where I like it. Oh, I think that looks nice. I like that. Okay, let me move some of this stuff out of the way. Now I'm going to take my piece of black cardstock and I'm just simply going to attach it. Of course, you know how I usually do. I end up not having everything that I need with me. Oh, here it is. So I'm just going to do a few strips of my adhesive and put it on my piece of cardstock here. And now I'm going to sit and attach my little leaves and such that I had. I'm just going to use my multi-purpose glue that seemed to work well for me. So just going to use a little bit of it right in there, right down here. No rhyme or reason to this, kind of just going to stick it wherever I like it. About right there. That's good. Do the same for this one, just a little bit. I'm not putting the glue near the top because I kind of like the idea of having it kind of fold up a little bit. And I'm going to put this one kind of right about here. That looks pretty good. Yes, I like the idea of having a little bit of dimension right in there, letting it curl up a little. Now the same with my two little leaves. Just put a little bit of glue on those. And once again, just kind of stick them wherever. That looks pretty good. Same with this one. Now I'm kind of keeping all the stems, or the, yeah, I guess you'd call it the stems, near the bottom because I'm going to use my little circle that I stamped the hello on to kind of cover up down here at the end. That looks pretty good like that. Okay, let you just kind of see how that looked right there. Now I took from my layering circles dies and just went ahead and punched out, or rather ran through the Big Shot, that little circle. Then I used my Stampin' Buddy, wiped it down, stamped hello in Versamark, and used my heat gun and embossed it in white embossing powder. So you can kind of see that. I've already got two dimensionals on the back. And I'm just going to stick it about right here. There we go. A few more dimensionals. Oops, excuse me. I usually do at least 4. Some people put one in the middle. I usually don't. This usually seems to do it for me. Get my card base back out. Get the backs off my dimensionals. And I'm going to put it down here kind of in the corner. About like that. Oh, looks so good. Nice little easy card. Fun to do. An old pastel technique again, but I love how it looks. But of course, you know, we need to add a little bit of bling. So this was actually, I believe, my holiday rhinestone basic jewels. And we're going to get a little bit of bling on there. Let's pull some of these off. Put one about right here. Gotta always have some bling, just to add that last little bit of oomph. Now let's do this one. And maybe put it, maybe write it down about here. And there we go. Here's my card. Let me show you one of the others that I did. Looks similar, but you never know. They're kind of the same, but not quite. But it was fun just to finally do an old technique again. But what a cute card. You can have it say hello, whatever you like, and it'll be fun just to play along again with your chalks, either the new ones from the Stampin' Up! Catalog or bring out those old pastels from days gone by. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.